Hello and welcome to Justeventonline online news at 9. I am Nifat Ismail. First, the news headlines. Tinubu committed to fighting against drug trafficking. NLC TUC to start nationwide indefinite strike. Poly lecturers demand wage review. Fuel subsidy. Lukman Mustapha distributes food items to people in Ilorin West local government. NBA urged federal government to appoint more Supreme Court justice. Afenifere urged federal government to avert NLC strike. Lower inflation, stable exchange rate will attract investors. IMF says INEC unveils Ondo Post timetable. Ukraine threatens to boycott all UEFA competitions featuring Russian teams. Now the news in details. The Vice President, Kashim Shettima, has said President Bola Tinubu federal government is committed to the fight against abuse and trafficking of illicit substances. He pledged the federal government continued support for the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency to deliver on its mandate. The Vice President spoke on Tuesday in Abuja while declaring open the 31st meeting of heads of national drug law enforcement agencies in Africa. The Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) and the Trade Union Congress counterpart yesterday declared indefinite strike starting from October 3rd to force the federal government to address excruciating suffering and hardship across the country occasioned by the removal of fuel subsidy. The resolution came despite promises by the federal government to conclude wage award, which was a major demand by the labor leaders. In a joint communique after both labor centers held separate emergency National Executive Council meetings, leaders of the two bodies urged Nigerians to brace up for a long strike and use between yesterday and next Monday to stockpile foodstuff and other necessities. The Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics on Tuesday called for a resumption of the 2010 ASU federal government renegotiation agreement process following news of the widely purported salary increment for staff of public tertiary institutions in the country. The union, in a statement signed by its national president, Dr. Anderson Ezeibe, noted that the increment, though a wage award, fell short of the agreement it had with federal government and called for a review. In an effort to cushion effect of fuel subsidy removal, APC chieftain Malam Lukman Mustapha on Tuesday distributed food items to people of Ilorin West local government area of Kwara State. The palliative distribution was done during familiarization meeting of LOM family in Ilorin West local government chapter, which consists of 8 fora. While addressing the members, Alhaji Isiaq Agboji restated their commitment towards the leader. He declared that they are ready to follow his lead at all times. He equally disclosed that the LOM family are not under any political party, rather, their party is LOM. In his submissions, former SDP House of Assembly candidate Olaiwola Karatu urged all members of LOM family to always be steadfast and committed to the forum. On his part, Madam Tunji Ishowo reiterated that Madam Lukman Mustapha is their party and leader. Appreciating the philanthropic gesture, the members and beneficiaries commended Lukman Mustapha as they reaffirmed the readiness to support his ambition. The meeting had in attendance of Mr. Tunji Ishowo, Ibrahim Maruf, Taiwo Abdulaziz, Olamilekan Nurain, Asada Omolabi, Mustapha Onide, Lukman Alawo, Taye, Alaja Badari, Agubiade Ibrahim, Alaja Afsa Ijaya, among others. The Nigerian Bar Association has demanded the immediate appointment of more Supreme Court justices to achieve the full complement of the 21 justices stipulated for the Apex Code by Section 2230, subsection 1B of the Constitution. A statement on Tuesday by NBA National Publicity Secretary Akorede Lawal quoted the NBA President Yakubu Mayaku San as decrying the increased workload of Supreme Court justices, who are only 11 as opposed to the required 21. The pan-Yoruba socio-political organization Afenifere has called on the federal government to find a solution to the economic crisis the country is facing. The group also urged the government to listen to the demands of the National Labour Congress to avoid planned industrial action. This was contained in a communique issued after the meeting of the group held at the residence of its acting national leader, Pa Ayo Adebanjo, in Ogun State on Tuesday. The resident representative of the International Monetary Fund for Nigeria, Harry Harrison, has said lower inflation and predictable exchange rates will attract more investment into the country. The IMF The IMF representative also stressed the need for the federal government to put in place necessary policies to reduce the financing needs of the government. The Independent National Electoral Commission has fixed September 21, 2024 for Edo State governorship election, while that of Ondo State will be held on November 16, 2024. The electoral body said the announcement was in line with the Section 178, subsection 2 of the Constitution, stipulating that the election into the said offices shall be held not earlier than 150 days and not later than 30 days before the expiration of the tenure of the last holder of the office. The last on the news is sport. Ukrainian football teams will boycott all competitions featuring Russian sides, the federation said on Wednesday in response to UEFA readmitting Russia's youth team to international competition. It also called on other UEFA members to boycott matches against Russian teams. Up to the end of the news at 9 has a recap of the story. Tinubu committed to fighting against drug trafficking, says Vice President. NLC TUC to start nationwide indefinite strike in October. Poll leadership has demand wage review for subsidy. Lukman Mustapha distributes food items to people in Ilorin West local government. NBA urged federal government to appoint more Supreme Court justices. Afenifere urges federal government to avert NLC strike. Lower inflation, stable exchange rates will attract investors, IMF says. INEC unveils Ondo Edo polls timetable. Ukraine threatens to boycott all UEFA competitions featuring Russian teams. Thank you for watching Justeventonline news. Remember, a stitch in time saves 9. For more news, visit www.justeventonline.com and to read more updates, follow us on our social media platforms with the tab at Justeventonline. You can also send us an email on justeventonline@gmail.com. I have an info is Mahi. Do have a good night rest.